Helen. I'm Elizabeth.
And I'm Helen.
And we're Booktube newbies.
We are a sister writing duo.
And we write the Beasts of the Briar series, which is a fantasy romance why choose where an adorable bookworm finds herself trapped in the Fae realm and imprisoned in an enchanted castle with 4 cursed Fae princes and 1 mysterious villain. It's a twist on Beauty and the Beast with a little bit of a romantasy flair.
We've been watching a ton of Booktube tags and thought we would put our own author spin on one.
So first question is, why did we join Booktube?
Well, we love Booktube and watching YouTube videos, and we wanted to make more long-form content, being able to tell more behind-the-scenes details of our writing process, our stories, and things to come, and really connect with our readers. So why do we love writing books?
Well, we have loved telling stories in different mediums since we were very, very little. This began telling stories together through our Barbies, through drawings, through make-believe, and we started writing stories when we were very young. We grew up on tales like The Lord of the Rings, His Dark Materials, that just really changed how we saw the world, and we wanted to create stories that transported us places the way like our favorite books did. So we've been telling stories since we were really little, and getting to put our ideas to paper and share them with an audience is truly a dream come true. So who or what inspired us to become authors?
I think we've had a love of stories since we were little, going into why did we want to write. Our dad would always be reading to us stories like Lord of the Rings, and we would just have such a big imagination, but we would imagine the stories a little bit differently, or we wanted to have our own ideas and write them. So I think reading a lot really inspired us. And the next question is, what books are you currently reading?
I'm currently reading the newest book in the Hunger Games series, Sunrise on the Reaping. I am a huge Hunger Games fan. I have loved it ever since the first book came out. And I think it is definitely one of those inspirational novels. I am constantly moved by the characters in the book, and I really admire the storytelling, so I'm really enjoying it.
I am currently reading the Stormlight Archives by Brandon Sanderson. They are massive books, and it is so inspiring to read and dig into like such a fleshed out world and such a complex magic system. It is so much fun. I do love the high fantasy genre, so I'm really enjoying them.
Question is, when did we start writing books?
So we have a funny story where at first we did not want to write together. I was very protective of my stories, and I would write them down in a little notebook, and I don't know, we were maybe 10 and 12 at this point. I would write my stories down in a little notebook, and I would tell Elizabeth, do not read this.
But of course, being the little sister, being told not to do something makes you just want to do it more. So I would find the journal wherever Helen had hid it, and I would read these stories, and I thought they were so good. But Helen was horrendous at spelling. Horrible speller. So this I couldn't take. So I would take these notebooks and go to our old PC, you know, one of those giant bricks, and I would retype the stories and change them a little bit how I wanted to change them and clean them up. And that is how we started writing books together.
And our process has refined over the time. We have had a lot of different ways that we write together till now where it's very seamless, but I could not ever imagine writing on my own anymore. It would be way too hard without having Elizabeth to go back and forth of, and yeah, I could not write a book on my own, 100%. Next question is, where do you write books and where do you read books? So I either write on my couch or on my walking pad, and when I'm reading, it is usually curled up in bed with a couple of my cats.
Exact same. I either write my books on my laptop, curled in on my couch, much to my massage therapist's chagrin. Apparently that is not good for my back problems, but that is where I like to work. And I also use my walking pad too. So that's always good to be writing an action scene and turning up the heat on your walking pad. As far as where do I read books, I actually do the majority of my reading via audiobook. And when I am really into an audiobook, I will have that on everywhere in the kitchen, when I'm taking a shower, when I'm driving, anywhere I can, I'll have my audiobook on. But otherwise, yeah, curled up in bed is always a good place to read.
And last question is, who is an author you admire? I am going to say Leigh Bardugo. I think her prose and her character development is absolutely stunning, and I just love reading all of her books and the way she writes.
I absolutely admire Saba Tahir. She writes the most heart-pounding, tension-filled action scenes I've ever read. She can rip your heart out and you will thank her for it. Her prose is just so beautiful.
And that was our take on the Booktube newbie tag.
Thank you so much for joining us. We were so glad to be here on Booktube. If you enjoyed and would like to see some more behind the scenes romantasy author content, please like and subscribe. And if there's anything particular you're interested in or would like to see, let us know in the comments below.
And we will choose one of those comments to give away a free audiobook.
Thanks for joining us.
Bye.